Rain poured heavily that morning as Daniel rushed down the busy street, his old shoes splashing through puddles. He clutched a worn-out folder. Inside were his only copies of a resume he'd stayed up all night perfecting. Today wasn't just another day, it was the interview that could change his and his 6-year-old daughter Lily's life forever. His bus had already left, and the next one was 15 minutes away. "We can't be late, not today," he whispered to himself, glancing at Lily's photo in his wallet for motivation. Suddenly, a sharp scream cut through the noise of traffic. Daniel turned to see a little girl, maybe 5 years old, clutching her throat, gasping for air outside a cafe. Her mother was frozen in shock, crying for help. Without thinking twice, Daniel dropped his folder and ran. He performed the Heimlich maneuver, his heart pounding. After a tense few seconds, the girl coughed, a piece of candy falling from her mouth. The mother burst into tears, hugging her child and thanking him over and over. By the time it was over, Daniel looked at his watch. He was already 20 minutes late. The interview was gone. The chance, gone. He forced a tired smile and walked away, drenched and defeated. What he didn't know was that the woman whose child he had just saved wasn't an ordinary mother, she was the CEO of the very company he had applied to. Samantha Reed, one of the most powerful CEOs in the city, sat in her office that evening, but her mind wasn't on numbers or meetings. It was on the man who had saved her daughter, Emma, earlier that morning. She couldn't forget his soaked clothes, trembling hands, and the way he disappeared before she could even say thank you properly. The security cameras from the cafe showed only a glimpse of his face. Who was he? Her assistant entered quietly. "Ma'am, there's something else." The HR team said one of the candidates didn't show up for his interview today, a Daniel Miller. Samantha froze. That name sounded familiar. "Can you pull up his file?" she asked. Moments later, Daniel's photo appeared on her screen. Her heart skipped a beat. It was him. The same man who'd saved Emma's life, and the man who had missed the interview because of it. For a long moment, Samantha sat in silence, overwhelmed by a mix of guilt and gratitude. She realized fate had put her in his path, and she couldn't just let him slip away. "Find him," she said firmly. "I don't care how long it takes, find Daniel Miller." Later that night, while Daniel sat in his small apartment comforting Lily and pretending everything was fine, his phone buzzed with an unknown number. "Mr. Miller," came a calm, elegant voice on the other end. "This is Samantha Reed. I believe we need to talk about something far more important than a missed interview." Daniel froze. He had no idea that a single act of kindness was about to change everything. Daniel sat nervously in the lobby of Reed Enterprises, the same company where he had missed his life-changing interview just a day ago. He didn't understand why the CEO herself had called him. Maybe it was about rescheduling? Or maybe they just wanted to apologize before rejecting him. When the elevator doors opened, Samantha Reed stepped out, graceful, confident, but with eyes softer than he expected. Her daughter, Emma, ran up to him immediately. "Mommy, that's him," she squealed, wrapping her tiny arms around Daniel's leg. Daniel blinked in surprise. You're her mother?" he asked. Samantha smiled gently. "And you're the man who saved my daughter's life." He shifted awkwardly. "Anyone would have done the same. Not everyone would have sacrificed their future for a stranger," she replied. "You missed your interview, didn't you?" Daniel nodded quietly. "Yeah, but it's okay. I'm just glad she's safe." Samantha looked at him with admiration. "You see, Daniel, my company doesn't just hire skills, we hire heart. And you've shown more heart than any resume ever could." He stared at her, speechless. Are you offering me the job?" "Not just the job," she said softly. "I want you to work directly with me. People like you remind me why this company exists, to make a difference." Tears welled up in Daniel's eyes. He couldn't believe what he was hearing. From losing everything that morning to standing before a billionaire CEO who saw his worth, it felt like a miracle. As Emma smiled up at him, holding his hand, Daniel finally realized, sometimes, missing one opportunity means finding something far greater. 2 weeks later, Daniel walked through the sleek glass doors of Reed Enterprises, not as a desperate job seeker, but as a new member of the executive team. He still couldn't believe it. His small desk job had been replaced by an office with a view, and his daughter Lily now had a father who smiled again. Samantha greeted him warmly that morning. "Welcome aboard, Daniel. I have a feeling you're going to do incredible things here." He nodded, still humble. "Thank you for believing in me, ma'am." She smiled. "Call me Samantha. You've earned that much." As days passed, Daniel proved himself with hard work, creativity, and kindness that inspired everyone around him. He treated every employee, from janitors to board members, with equal respect. His humility stood out in a world full of egos. But one afternoon, during a major presentation, Daniel noticed the screen flicker. The tech system crashed moments before a high-stakes investor meeting. Panic rippled through the room. Without hesitation, Daniel stayed calm, rewired the backup manually, and improvised the entire pitch from memory, saving not just the meeting, but the company's deal worth millions. After the presentation, the board erupted in applause. Samantha looked at him with pride. "You just saved this company twice," she said softly, remembering the first time, when it wasn't money he saved, but her daughter's life. Daniel smiled shyly. "Guess I'm just good at showing up when it matters." And for the first time in years, he felt something he hadn't felt since his wife passed: purpose. Months passed, and Daniel's life transformed completely. He was no longer the struggling single dad counting coins at a grocery counter. He was now managing key projects at Reed Enterprises, respected and admired by everyone. Yet, what he cherished most wasn't the money or position, it was the feeling of finally being seen. Every morning before work, he still dropped Lily off at school, and every morning, little Emma Reed would run up to hug her hero uncle. The two girls had become inseparable, their laughter echoing like sunshine through Daniel's once quiet life. One evening, Samantha invited Daniel and Lily to her home for dinner. The air was filled with warmth and laughter, nothing like the cold, formal gatherings Daniel had imagined billionaires hosted. As they sat together, Samantha raised a toast. "To second chances," she said, looking at him. "You thought you lost an interview that day, but in truth, you gained a family." Daniel's eyes softened. "And I found out that kindness pays in ways money never can." Samantha smiled. "You've reminded me of something I'd forgotten, that leadership isn't about power, it's about people." Little Emma giggled, handing Daniel a drawing she'd made. It showed him with a cape, saving her. "You're our hero," she said proudly. Tears welled up in Daniel's eyes. He realized the truth: he didn't just save a little girl that day, he saved himself too. Because sometimes, life takes everything from you, only to give it all back in a better way.